You know, there's a phrase, hope springs eternal, and I'm pretty sure that was probably said before baseball even started, but to me that's what baseball represents. It's springtime, it's exciting, our kids are excited by things. You know, coming into this year, I think the mood for me, I think the mood for our team is one of, obviously like I said, excitement, but one I think that we're ready to be challenged. This is I say transitional year, and when I say transitional year, I don't want it to be a building year or anything that way. I think it's a transitional year. We've really worked hard the last year and a half, 2 years, of trying to build a program that had strong academics, strong character. We feel like the young recruits that we have in this year have stepped up, done exactly what we asked them to do. We feel like the kids that we have back in this program have done that same thing. And we feel like the recruits that we have coming in are going to add to that. And we feel like it's one of those years that we had quite a few kids the last 2 years that we lost to the draft, that we may be a little bit thin in terms of some depth, but by no means does that mean that we're not going to take on the challenge. We feel great about that. I think this will be one of our most challenging years, and I anticipate it being a great challenge. So don't turn my back to that. I think there's going to be some adverse times, some great times, but again, I think this is going to be a very challenging year. And I'm going to caution it. I'm not saying challenging in terms of a negativity. Challenging, I think it's a great opportunity for our kids. One of the aspects I think that goes with that is the fact that the Big 12 is pretty strong this year. It's very strong. A lot of teams have dominant pitchers back. They've got some experience back. You start to look at other teams and it can be overwhelming at times. We're not overwhelmed. We look forward to it and ready to get going. Like I said, I'm excited about it. I think it'll be a fun year for us.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a challenge. It's going to be, challenge facing, obviously, the polls said we were 7th, but look at last year. I think we were 6th in the polls in the preseason, and we were on top of had a chance to win the Big 12 going into our last series. So, they just got to put people somewhere in every poll. They just got to place you there. So it's just kind of how it goes. And, I think once, like they said, not to get too drawn up in the underdog, but, it's kind of a motivation for us. And hopefully as a team we can feel that and just feed off of that the whole season.
We'll probably lean more towards pitching with anything else with Kash right now because that's where this team needs him. I'd be anxious to hear Kash and his feelings. I think they're pretty strong about team and team-oriented.
Well, expectations was I'm just going to come here and try to help the team out and try to make everybody better. And so that's what my role is going to be right now.
You bring a young man in who's a dual guy. Very rarely does that. I mean, you look at the big leagues, you look at minor leagues, that doesn't happen. It is challenging from our perspective. This fall was probably the most difficult because we were still trying to analyze where he should be. Is he a hitter? Is he a middle infielder? Where is he at? And can he pitch for us? So we're trying to figure all those things out. Physically, that's not the long-term path that you want to go with a kid like that. So, but we had to figure out where we wanted him, where we needed him, and where things went. So it was a difficult time that way. Maintaining his arm, doing all those things and taking care of him. You've got another young man in Adam Bailey that's going to be a dual role guy for us too. We like what Adam's doing pitching-wise. We like what he's doing offensively. So we've got 2 guys that way. We talk about switch hitters and we talk about dual role guys. We've got a 35-man roster that we feel we've got a lot of versatility that if the coaches can get it straight, put those guys in the position that they can be successful, we might have something. But right now I think you'll see the majority of the stuff that Kash does is more on the pitching side. That does not count him out for the future of where he may be. I will tell you from an individual and professional perspective, I think his future is probably on the mound. But that's still to be told. So,
my future with Nebraska, it's everybody dreams to be a baseball player at Nebraska. You just want to come out here, when you grow up, you want to be a Nebraska baseball player. That's all you want to do, or play for Nebraska, and that's what I've always wanted to do. And I made my decision early. So.